Change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek. Why can't I just eat my waffle? If you're walking down the right path and you're willing to keep walking, eventually you'll make progress. The future rewards those who press on. I don't have time to feel sorry for myself. I don't have time to complain. I'm going to press on. Money is not the only answer, but it makes a difference. Now, as a nation, we don't promise equal outcomes, but we were founded on the idea everybody should have an equal opportunity to succeed. No matter who you are, what you look like, where you come from, you can make it. That's an essential promise of America. Where you start should not determine where you end up. We, the people, recognize that we have responsibilities as well as rights, that our destinies are bound together, that a freedom which only asks what's in it for me, a freedom without a commitment to others, a freedom without love or charity or duty or patriotism, is unworthy of our founding ideals and those who died in their defense. There is not a liberal America and a conservative America. There is the United States of America. There is not a black America and a white America and Latino America and Asian America. There's the United States of America. Focusing your life solely on making a buck shows a certain poverty of ambition. It asks too little of yourself, because it's only when you hitch your wagon to something larger than yourself that you realize your true potential. If the people cannot trust their government to do the job for which it exists to protect them and to promote their common welfare, all else is lost. My fellow Americans, we are and always will be a nation of immigrants. We were strangers once too. We need to internalize this idea of excellence. Not many folks spend a lot of time trying to be excellent. With the changing economy, no one has lifetime employment, but community colleges provide lifetime employability. It took a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to get to where we are today, but we have just begun. Today we begin in earnest the work of making sure that the world we leave our children is just a little bit better than the one we inhabit today. Issues are never simple. One thing I'm proud of is that very rarely will you hear me simplify the issues. I mean, I do think at a certain point you've made enough money. Understand, our police officers put their lives on the line for us every single day. They've got a tough job to do to maintain public safety and hold accountable those who break the law. It's not surprising. Then they get bitter. They cling to guns or religion or antipathy to people who aren't like them, or anti-immigrant sentiment or anti-race sentiment as a way to explain their frustrations. I believe marriage is between a man and a woman. I am not in favor of gay marriage. But when you start playing around with constitutions just to prohibit somebody who cares about another person, it just seems to me that's not what America's about. Usually, our constitutions expand liberties. They don't contract them. We prove that we are still a people capable of doing big things and tackling our biggest challenges. What Washington needs is adult supervision. In a world of complex threats, our security and leadership depends on all elements of our power, including strong and principled diplomacy. We cannot continue to rely only on our military in order to achieve the national security objectives that we've set. We've got to have a civilian national security force that's just as powerful, just as strong, just as well-funded. It was the labor movement that helped secure so much of what we take for granted today. The 40-hour work week, the minimum wage, family leave, health insurance, Social Security, Medicare, retirement plans. The cornerstones of the middle-class security all bear the union label. I'm a warrior for the middle class. I miss being anonymous. You know, my faith is one that admits some doubt. I've got a pen and I've got a phone, and I can use that pen to sign executive orders and take executive actions and administrative actions that move the ball forward. I think when you spread the wealth around, it's good for everybody. I'm the President of the United States. I'm not the Emperor of the United States. A good compromise, a good piece of legislation is like a good sentence or a good piece of music. Everybody can recognize it. They say, "Huh, it works. It makes sense." So long as I'm Commander-in-Chief, we will sustain the strongest military the world has ever known. When you take off the uniform, we will serve you as well as you've served us, because no one who fights for this country should have to fight for a job, or a roof over their head, or the care that they need when they come home. The thing about hip-hop today is it's smart, it's insightful. The way they can communicate a complex message in a very short space is remarkable. Take off your bedroom slippers. Put on your marching shoes, he said, his voice rising as applause and cheers mounted. Shake it off. Stop complaining. Stop grumbling. Stop crying. We are going to press on. We have work to do. No party has a monopoly on wisdom. No democracy works without compromise. But when Governor Romney and his allies in Congress tell us we can somehow lower our deficit by spending trillions more on new tax breaks for the wealthy, well, you do the math. I refuse to go along with that. And as long as I'm president, I never will. My job is not to represent Washington to you, but to represent you to Washington. We need to reject any politics that targets people because of race or religion. This isn't a matter of political correctness. It's a matter of understanding what makes us strong. The world respects us not just for our arsenal. It respects us for our diversity and our openness and the way we respect every faith. I don't oppose all wars. What I am opposed to is a dumb war. What I am opposed to is our ash war. The United States is not, and never will be, at war with Islam. We need to steer clear of this poverty of ambition, where people want to drive fancy cars and wear nice clothes and live in nice apartments, but don't want to work hard to accomplish these things. Everyone should try to realize their full potential.